Hi, I'm Nikki Woods, and we're going beyond the studio on blackamericaweb.com with the one and only, we affectionately call you around here Tom's BFF. You're like his new BFF
Oh, I
now.
like that.
Yeah, it's DJ Cassidy. Welcome to the Red Velvet Cake.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It's so great to be here.
Like, you're like extremely laid back. Do you have to turn it up for parties, or is this like your DJ style?
Well, this is the DJ
This is
style,
we'll talk
but
about that style in a minute. But
I always like to keep my mind as calm as possible,
okay.
or it's too easy to be overwhelmed by a situation. So I try to sedate the mind at all times, but the body comes alive.
Yeah, the body comes alive. All right. Well, your new CD, it's up and coming. It's called Paradise Royale, and you have the hit songs with R. Kelly.
Yes, Make the World Go Round.
And then also Robin Thicke.
Yes, Calling All Hearts.
I'm glad you know all the titles. So tell me about that. I mean, because that really is kind of the outlay, I guess, for the CD. You have a lot of guest artists, a lot of guest musicians.
Yeah.
So tell me what the vision was.
Well,
or is.
I started working on this album over 4 years ago. And I set out on a mission to bring what I believe to be the greatest dance music of all time back to nightlife, back to the airwaves, back to the dance floor. Through all my travels as a DJ, which actually started when I was 10 years old, believe it or not. Through all my travels as a DJ, no matter where I was, in America, Europe, Asia, even Australia, Africa, no matter who was in front of me, no matter your race, religion, sexual orientation, shape, size, taste in music, whether I was at a hip-hop club in New York or a house club in Saint-Tropez, didn't matter. I grew to believe that the soul music of the late 1970s and early 1980s was the greatest dance music of all time. It was the one era of dance music that was so universal. It made everyone smile. It made everyone dance. Right. It turned every party into a celebration. And I wanted to bring the spirit and emotion of that music back to young people today. So in an effort to do that, on a mission, on a die-hard mission...
It's a movement.
I went to the source, and I brought back together 22 of the most legendary musicians of the late 1970s and early 1980s in one room for the first time in over 30 years to capture their definitive sound with no samples, no covers, no interpolations, no machines. I'm talking Verdine White of Earth, Wind & Fire, Philip Bailey of Earth, Wind & Fire, Nia Rogers of Chic, all the musicians who played on Off the Wall and Thriller, Ray Parker Jr., Wah Watson, Cool from Kool and the Gang, and the list goes on. Patrice Rushen, Marcus Miller, the most iconic musicians of that era.
Right.
And after I channeled the sound and the feeling of this music with the very people who created it, I said, now I need new voices to bring this music to a new generation of people.
Right.
And those voices have to represent my generation. So I put together a little list of artists that includes John Legend.
I was going to say a little list with some really big names.
That includes John Legend,
yeah.
Estelle, Kelly Rowland, Melanie Fiona, Mary J. Blige, Neo, CeeLo, Robin Thicke, Jessie J, Usher, and R. Kelly.
And of that list, no one said no.
Oh, people said no.
But
you don't acknowledge the no's. I have an email.
What did you say? You said, what do you say about no's?
Well, to recruit R. Kelly.
Yes.
I traveled to Chicago 8 times over the course of 20 months. Went to 6 shows on his tour. Went to Barnes & Noble to his book signing, bought his book, and waited in line for 7 hours to get to the front. He said yes on the very first night I met him. But what I realized is I wasn't just asking artists to record a song. Mm-hmm. I was asking artists to write a song. When you ask artists to write, you're asking them to create magic. You're asking them to align the stars for me and not for them. Not for their album for their record or for their tour, but for my album. To recruit Usher, I have a similar story, but Usher actually wrote me a very long email politely declining, saying I have my TV show, I'm filming a movie in South America, I'm recording an album, right. I love what you're doing, I'm inspired by what you're doing. In any way I can support what you're doing, I'm in. but I do not have time to write and record a song right
Okay.
now. That's something that comes from here, and I can't put my all in. I hit delete. And a month later, pretended I never read the email and kept going, and he was the last artist to record. You know, it took the utmost patience and persistence, to record this record.
Right.
This was done for the most part before record deal. I signed to Columbia Records a year and a half ago, but I recorded
But you had
three quarters
started,
of the
yeah.
record 2-3 years before.
Wow.
I was on a mission and I wasn't gonna stop.
Obviously. And so, what about performing? Like, once the album drops, I mean, you're obviously going to have to promote it. You're obviously going to do some concerts, some things. Are you going to have all these musicians on the stage with
Well,
you?
um, I went on tour February, March.
Okay.
Opened for the wonderful Mr. Robin Thicke, who we mentioned earlier,
Yes.
and it was the first time I was performing as a recording artist with my records out.
Yeah.
And I had a vision throughout the 4 years on how I was going to do this. And I was going to need to create a DJ band experience like we've never seen. I put together a band of young musicians who were centered around me on stage. And no matter what kind of records I play, I take people through a journey of music, all genres, all eras. And I have my musicians play along interactively and musically with everything I do
Right.
in a DJ band experience like you've never seen. And of course, I bring out all the guest stars when I'm here and when I'm there. But I wanted to figure out a way to really be a live act, to really have a band and bring the musicianship of this album to life with a DJ.
Right.
And I was able to capture that.
What do you do next?
Oh, I'm not even there. We're just beginning. The album's not even out yet.
Right.
We have
What
to
do you-
wait
how
till
do you top
October.
this?
Look. Throughout my career, I told you I asked my parents for turntables when I was 9.
Right.
And when I turned 10, I received the greatest gift of my life. I never thought too far in the future. I always did. I always did exactly what was in my heart at the moment. And because of that honesty and drive, I was always able
Right.
to grow. So right now, I'm really not thinking about the future. I'm thinking about tomorrow. That sounds like a song. I'm not thinking about don't stop thinking about
Okay. Take note of that.
I'm thinking about tomorrow. I'm thinking about how to bring this music to the world. The mission is only half done.
Right.
I created the music, but I haven't yet fully brought this music back to the world. I'm at the very beginning. There are 2 songs out right now, Calling All Hearts featuring Robin Thicke and Jessie J, and of course Make the World Go Round featuring R. Kelly, but there's another 8 songs.
Right.
And the mission continues.
So what do you say to people? Because I know, like, I'm a mom, and your kids always come to you and they want this and they want that, and you have to kind of weigh, like, how much you're going to indulge. What do you say to parents when their kids, especially at such a young age, 9, 10, come to them and say, okay, I want a drum set. Okay, I want a snake. Or, okay, I want turntables. What do you say to them?
Well, if they want an instrument, you say yes.
Yes.
I don't know if you say yes if they want a snake. But I thank my parents very much because, in the early 90s, I said I want to be a DJ. And, DJing culture was not what it is now.
Right.
Now you go into a Best Buy around the world, anywhere in the world, and there's a section for DJs. This was not the case. So parents didn't understand what it meant to be a DJ, and hip-hop to many parents back then was something you feared. It's really changed and grown throughout the years. But I was a hip-hop kid, and I love my parents for many reasons, but I love them because they took me to every show I wanted to go to hip-hop shows, bought me every album I wanted, and they really let me be me and express myself. And if they had not been, I don't know if we'd be sitting here today.
Yeah. So speaking of style and expressing yourself, how did this develop? Because how did this develop? Because you have a very signature style, and I think that people have come to expect a certain look from you. Where did that come from?
That as well happened very naturally. Like the DJing, it really was not a plan. I have a class picture of myself in kindergarten, and all the kids are wearing their sports uniforms. They went to this sports thing after school, and I'm in the middle wearing red jeans rolled up real short like Michael Jackson, high top red Converse Chuck Taylors.
Right.
And a red Mickey Mouse sweater with the sleeves rolled up real high. And it's crazy because I was dressed so differently, from everyone in the class, but I totally would wear that outfit today.
Yeah.
So I guess since the beginning of my day,
Yeah,
I've always kind of just had a thing. But nothing was ever too planned out. I like fashion. I like clothes. And I like to, to do things my own way. But I like to wear things also that are very, classic, and to put my own twist on it. And that's the same, the same in a sense with the music.
Yeah. Well, you can hear a couple of DJ Cassidy mixes that he did just at Tom's request. They're up on blackamericaweb.com. And we also have your playlist that you put together.
Yeah, when I started this record, I made a list of my favorite 25 songs from this era. And I said, what would I want my songs to sound like? I needed a goal, and I put these songs in chronological order, and they all fell between 1978 and 1982. I said, I want my songs to sound and feel, more importantly, feel like these songs. So that's that list.
Yep, and we have that posted on blackamericaweb.com, the CD Paradise Royale. It's in stores.
October 28th.
October 28th. It's DJ Cassidy. We've gone beyond the studio on blackamericaweb.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.